I want to talk about effective prospecting strategies and things you can do. And I've actually got a little visual here for you. Types of prospecting. So you've got pretty much three ultimate categories. You've got your networking and referrals, you've got your online prospecting, and your cold outreach. All right. So your networking and referrals. These are going to be where you're trying to leverage your current existing connections with some of your clients already, or some of your other business partners, or some of your mentors or leaders, or some of the people that you know. Right. A lot of this comes with referrals in person, where you're getting a chance to meet other people as well. You're literally just out there chatting and talking with people. I'm not saying that that only way to do that is by, hey, are you interested in healthcare? Hey, I can sell you this makeup product. Being out there, no. Prospect. Remember, searching for those little nuggets, those little diamonds hidden within. Right, you're searching for that specific piece. So you're talking to people, you're asking them questions, you're learning about them, you're building good relationships. Right, you got that piece where you can also build strategic partnerships with people, which is why networking and events come into play. Because in that case, where you're building strategic partnerships with people, you have a service that you can provide. You have something of value, and then you also know and meet someone else out there who can also provide your clients with value. And so you get the chance to connect with them and build them up. You find a lot of that at networking events, or just networking and talking with other people in it. And then also attending different industry events and conferences as well helps out with networking and referrals. Then you've got like your online prospecting, where you're using social media platforms to be able to chat with people, and you can provide. I'm going to say this. Come here. Provide value on social media before just asking, "Can I provide you with this value? Can I provide you with this?" Give free value on social media first. Like I don't know how much clearer I can say that. Too many times people, instead of providing free value, they don't provide value. They don't provide anything. That they think they provide credibility, but through value brings credibility. All right. So if you're not providing value or credibility, you're not going to get anywhere. So on social media, I provide free value and then communicate with others. A lot of times people use, they optimize websites for different lead generations. So in case they have their own website, you might be able to go on and put in your information, so that way you can then get reached out to by someone or whatever the case is. And then also they have implemented there's a lot of targeted digital marketing campaigns that are out there to also look for and prospect certain individuals. I actually did a marketing campaign a few weeks ago, because I'm actually looking to expand on my team by about 4 people. And so I looked out for that and actually created a marketing campaign, so that way I could post it and get certain potential prospects who are looking for a business opportunity. And it yielded great results for me. So different types of online prospecting. And then you've got your cold outreach as well, where you're identifying ideal customer profiles, just a profile, not necessarily the person, not necessarily the relationship just yet. And then you show them your value proposition. You show them why you are special, why you have value that you provide to them, something that gives you the competitive edge. And then a lot of that comes from cold leads, cold calling, cold emails, things like that. And so from there, that's people who don't know anything about what you're doing. They might know your service, your value, but they don't know, they're not looking for actively what it is that you have. All right. And that's where, like, sometimes your information, gets out there. So be very careful, because I know a lot of people don't like the cold leads or cold calling that some people give to them. I don't like it at all. I hate when somebody, hey, this is so-and-so from XYZ company. Are you familiar with? No, goodbye. Right. But it happens, and it is an effective strategy as well. So I want to be able to show you guys that, because I think it's also very important to know the types of effective prospecting strategies out there. Now, I want to talk about consistent prospecting, and then I have 3 different rules of fanatical prospecting that's going to help out a ton of business owners out there. So some of the benefits of consistent prospecting, obviously, it's just that, like, especially if you're doing it on social media or you're doing it in your neighborhood, you're doing it in your area, you're doing it with certain people, a certain market. It's just that, like, you can increase your brand awareness, your business, your opportunity, your company, your product, your service, whatever it is that you do. If you sell Kirby vacuums, and you're consistently prospecting effectively, building great relationships. Maybe you've also have your Kirby vacuum business online or whatever the case is, right? You start to build a strong market presence because now people know you. They know where to go in case they need one of the best vacuums in the world. With that, with consistently doing it, it starts to build credibility and trust as well. Why? Because if you're out there speaking to people and you're building relationships and you're helping them out, then you consistently help out other people and you're always talking to people, you get better at it as well. And you have this very specific value proposition that you are the guy that they should all go to. All right. And it also starts to foster a positive brand perception. So that way people perceive you as someone of value. They don't perceive you as a salesman, they perceive you as a businessman. All right. So enhancing your brand awareness is huge when it comes to prospecting. And that's a huge benefit of consistently doing it. You've also got good customer insights just because you always get to understand what's going on in the world right now. What are customers, what are clients, what are people having issues with? Let's just say that you are in the business, you're a CPA, you've got your firm, and you're out there trying to learn more about, you're out there trying to prospect. Maybe you are emailing, maybe that's your method, cold emailing or emailing connections on LinkedIn or communicating whatever way. Consistent prospecting allows you to consistently ask about pain points that others might be having. Some of those client businesses that CPA firm is looking for might be sharing some of their issues, some of the pains, some of the implication that those issues are having on their business, on their profitability. And so that CPA learns more about these needs consistently if they're prospecting and asking those diagnostic questions. They start to gather much more valuable intelligence on the market that they're in. And then they start to change and adapt their products, their value accordingly. So that way they can ultimately be able to help out more of those different businesses that they're trying to help out. It goes with any industry. And then another huge benefit of consistent prospecting is just that is, like I said before, is great. It's great for long-term sustainability, but it's also great for sustaining your business growth, where you have a steady flow of new opportunities, whether you're looking for new opportunities for business to be able to put into yourself and invest into a business, or whether you're looking to give more people business opportunities. Whatever it is, you have the chance of having a consistent, steady flow of those opportunities coming in. And then also you start to mitigate the impact of customer like knockoff, where they kind of just walk away. They kind of ghost you. They don't say things like that. And that's just because you're consistently doing it. You're getting better. You're building relationships, and you're always even thinking about the guys that you're working with currently. And then again, it is for a great long-term success. It's because consistent prospecting makes you consistent. It is extremely important to be very consistent in your prospecting. Very consistent. All right, those are the benefits. Let's talk about 3 rules, though. And I also have this in a nice little picture for you guys. There's 3 rules of prospecting. And with this is from a book called Fanatical Prospecting. I'm not sure if I have it down here or my other room. Fanatical Prospecting, which is a method used to make sure that you understand how extremely important it is to prospect. And so what are these 3? So first, let's give some real life examples, because I know there's a lot of business owners out there that do watch my content. Let's give a real life example. Have you ever noticed that like after after a while of not having anything in the pipeline, um, like all your entire pipeline is gone, your entire sales pipeline is gone. You don't have anybody else right now and that's in the queue to become a client, things like that. You're like, geez, it is so challenging for me to fill the pipeline. It's so challenging, so I need to go out because if I don't like, it's your livelihood, it's your job, right? If I do not get people in the pipeline and get sales going, I might not be able to pay my rent. I won't be able to take this trip that I've been planning on taking. I won't be able to do this and this and this. I'm going to tell you, because you're focusing on that right there, because you're focusing on that, it starts to govern desperation. And the law of need tells you that once you get to a point where you are becoming desperate for sales, prospects, recruits, whatever the case is, the more likely that you need something, the less likely that you are to get it. And if you're focusing on that, you're going to get that. Not saying if you're focusing on getting, recruits and sales, but if you're focusing on the reason why you need to get it, because you're thinking, well, if I don't do this, this will happen. That right there, that's what you're focusing on. You wake up and you think about the struggle and stress of that, not being able to pay your rent, not being able to go on a trip, not being able to feed yourself, not being able to whatever. That's what you're focusing on. And so then your result in your mind is, well, I have to get this. I have to get a sale. I have to get a new client. I have to get a business partner. I have to build up a new relationship with someone. I have to do that. That's all negative. That's desperation. You're focusing on this negative piece. And then now is governing desperation to get whatever else. You're going to get that. You're going to get that negativity. You're going to get that not able to pay rent. You're going to get that keeping the pipeline empty. That's what's going to happen based on the law of need. How do you get away from how do you fix that? Well, you have to stop needing it and focus on the positive. I know it might suck because it's like, well, I do need to pay my rent. Yes, that's true. You do need to pay your rent, but also you're not going to if you consistently focus on, well, I need to get these things. Take a step back, consolidate, look at what you are not doing or what you are doing that you shouldn't be doing, and start doing the opposite. And if you consistently prospect, you're just talking to people. Just talk to them, chat with them, have relationships with people, whether it's online, in person, through text message or social media or whatever the case is. Just do that. Consistent prospecting. Make sure that you never have that emptiness. Never. And don't feel like you need any of those people. And when you feel like you don't need any of them, because none of them might not even pay your bills for you, right? But if you don't need them, you tell yourself, well, let me help them. You're going to get that right there. It's not about you. It's not about you. You're not a salesman. Well, some of you guys might be. But be a businessman as well. First thing, how you have value that you can provide to someone. All right? Focus on that. Second, 30-day rule. If you're a business owner, have you ever noticed that you're just like, man, I've been trying to close on this person and help them, get started for the last few months. And it's like they meet with me and then they don't, and then they meet with me and then they tell me, okay, I want to move forward, and they don't move forward and things like that. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? You're thinking, well, okay, the last time we met, we talked about this. Well, it didn't close them on that. But you're consistently doing that. All right. There's an example in the book where a gentleman comes to the author of the book and he says, hey, my pipeline has been empty. I've been talking to so many people and I just cannot get them all across the finish line. He's like, and so I need some assistance with figuring out, which piece of my closing is weak. And, the author says, well, how long has it been since you've met them or since you prospected them? It's about 3 or 4 months. And so we've been going for 3 or 4 months and still nothing. Nothing's actually finally like officially closed all the way out with them. And the gentleman says, well, it's not a closing problem. It's a prospecting problem. And he's like, now, why is it not a closing problem? It's not a closing problem because the 30-day rule. They're likely already gone. If you didn't get them in the first 30 days, you're not going to get them. Now, the other piece is the prospecting activity that you do in this 30-day period will yield results over the next 90 days. And so if you've gone 3 or 4 months trying to work with these same people, they're already what you would call a dead lead or dead prospect. They're already there. And so you're not still doing work. You're not still doing activity to generate sales prospects or anything like that. You're not doing anything. If you work with the same exact people, you've got this 30 days of what you prospect, of who you talk to, will your results of the next 90 days. And if they don't move forward, you got to keep on going. Consistent prospecting will make sure that you consistently think about that 30-day rule. So if it's January and you do all of this massive prospecting in January, you'll end up noticing that you have a lot more business and a lot more sales in the pipeline February, March, and April. But if February, March, and April, you don't prospect, then what's going to happen? The ones who don't close in February, you're going to continue to try to work with in March. And the ones who don't close in March, you're going to continue trying to work with in April. And the ones who don't close in April, now you've got, if you prospected 100 people and you've got 20 of them that closed in February, 5 of them that closed in February, 2 that closed in March, you still got like almost 70 people that you most likely are going to continue trying to reach out to. And that's not activity. That's just having stale prospects, dead leads, whatever the case is. And you notice that you didn't go and prospect in February to keep those prospects up, to keep the sales in the pipeline. You didn't prospect in March because, again, you got to consistently do it every month. 30 days. What you do in this 30 days will yield results over the next 90. So if you don't want May, June, and July to be bad months, you've got to prospect in April. All right. And then the third law is the law of replacement. And I love this because this helps out with the other two. So speaking of that same example, if you prospected in January and then you've closed 20 clients in February and you've gotten a little bit more, you've gotten a few more in March and you got a few more in April, you notice that it's difficult for you to probably go out. You probably don't have the time to go out and continue prospecting and things like that. You probably feel like you don't have the time. But for every deal that you close, your pipeline is shriveling down to less and less and less. It's getting much closer to zero. All right. And so when you reach your closing ratio, you have to refill your pipeline. So what does that mean? Let's just say if you have, here we go. If for you, can I copy what I just drew? I wish I could copy what I just drew. I can. 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right. So the law of replacement teaches you that as you close business, as you close on clients, whatever your closing ratio is, once you get to that point, you need to refill your pipeline. You need to go and prospect again. So let's say that your closing percentage is 30%. This means that for out of 10 people that you talk to, 3 of them become clients or whatever the case is. So 3 out of 10. So let's say that in the month of January, you got 30, right? 10, 10, and 10. You got 30 prospects total. Your closing percentage is 3 out of 10 or 30%. That means on average, if this is 30, about 9 of these should become a client. Or you should close about 9 of them. So let's just say in January, you go ahead and close these 3. because by the law of your closing ratio, you close three people. If you close these 3 people, how many more prospects do you have? You've only got 20. You've only got 20 left. Because now all of these are gone. They're all gone. Because you already closed the group that you got. So now, in order to keep your pipeline full for the next one, you need to go and get another 10 prospects. And now this keeps 30 prospects on your calendar at all times. Now, once again, let's say that you go ahead and close on another 3, and then another 3. Now you've got 9 total that you've closed total this month. Well, if you close on 6, if you notice and you're working and you're like, oh crap, I just got 6. I just closed on 6, people and helped them out. I just closed on 6. For you, your immediate mindset needs to be, oh crap, that means I need to go and get 20 more prospects to fill my pipeline right back up. You need to take that time. It is extremely important. That is what the law of replacement is going to teach you. So as soon as you close the deal, go get more. If your ratio is 50%, that means if every 2 people you close 1, when you close 1 person, you immediately need to go and talk to 2 more people. Immediately. And that's how you consistently keep that pipeline full. All right. Oh man, today was good. And I hope that was very valuable for you. Right. And so as I said before, prospecting doesn't have to have a bad name. The reason why it does is just because most people don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to have to go and talk to people. They don't want to have to go and either make the phone calls if that's what their prospecting methods are. They don't want to have to reach out on social media if that's what their prospecting messages are. It feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels like I'd rather spend my time doing other things. But if you do that, then you have time to spend. You have money to spend as well, right? Build great relationships as well. It is important to consistently prospect and always be using different types of effective prospecting strategies that I gave you here. All right. And remember, like for me, I think it is extremely important and one of the best ways to grow your business and your sales pipeline. If you are a business owner, if you are, in any sort of business venture at all, prospecting is huge. It's very needed. So hopefully you learn some of these rules and you implement some of these rules and they'll be able to help you out. But with that being said, if you did enjoy this, I hope that you give this video, this podcast episode, a like rating. Also, be very free to comment down some of the most effective prospecting strategies that you guys have used. And then also go ahead and subscribe. Share this with your friends and family. I'm excited because tomorrow's episode is all about leadership. Oh, it's going to be so good. The last leadership that we did was also a big hit with you guys. So tomorrow is also going to be about leadership principles and like the commandments of a leader. What they should be doing to make themselves much more effective. And if you're a business owner, you're not a business leader, you're failing. All right. So I'm excited about tomorrow. This is going to be great. You guys go and have and do great, wonderful things. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take good care.